Just days after Gumio took the top spot in his group stage, another familiar Terran South Korean star fought his way through the competition in the tournament's Group B. Season 1 runner-up Cure was back with a vengeance, full of confidence as he entered his first game of the day. Hero, the only remaining Protoss player in the second season, would be his first hurdle. The Protoss player meant business when he threw down a proxy dark shrine on the far left side of the map.
Look at this dark shrine place.
The obscure placement was scouted only moments later. Cure was all over his opponent, pushing out the threat from his side of the map. Drops caused problems for the Protoss player. Powered down and destroyed, Hero fell victim to a handful of Marines and a Cyclone, while continuing to commit to the Dark Templar rush. While Colossus was being built to counter the mass bio, Cure was able to inflict a devastating amount of damage to Hero's economy. 23 workers went down in the assault, but there was more to come as more medevac drops continued their advancements. Hero was trying to get his worker count back into a healthy condition while producing disruptors, but Cure was far too nimble with his medevac drops.
You know, there's so much infantry over here.
No anti-air to speak of here for Hero either, so these Colossus just slowly going to fall to these 3 Vikings. And I feel like Hero's in his death throes now. And the 29 probes, and yep. GG is called.
A speedy 12-minute game put Cure's first point on the board. Blows were traded early on Game 2's map of Dragon Scales, as both players strive to scout out build order intelligence. Mirroring that of the first game, Cure was able to capitalize on his opponent's build positioning using a Viking to help scout the high ground. The Terran player went for the power play. Hero was able to defend with Immortals in the backline, but lost many workers defending the early push. Despite losing outlying Nexuses, Hero had a much stronger army than in Game 1, and was able to catch out many of Cure's medevac drops that he fell victim to in the first game. At the 12.5-minute mark, it was Hero's turn to make a crucial advancement of his own. Phoenixes fended off Cure's aerial units, while Immortals and Colossus minimized the Terran ground infantry. At the end of the conflict, Cure won the numbers game. With a low worker count and a dismantled army, Hero was forced to concede the second game.
It's 27 army supply to 80. Hero's scrambling, trying to build what I think is maybe the third robotics facility. And even the Widow Mines here at the third base for Hero. The worker count differential just continues to grow wider. GG is called.
Cure proved himself the better player in the best-of-3 set. But one more StarCraft 2 master remained on his path to the top 4. Dark, who was now the last remaining Zerg player in the competition, was feeling confident off the back of his win against TY. Both players spent their first few minutes on upgrades, tech and economy building, only ever trading minor blows when scouting for information. At the 8.5-minute mark, Cure began his push. The Terran player's full bio competition tore through Dark's Zerglings and Banelings, spreading his forces to prevent mass casualties.
So much infantry here.
Dark got his own back with a swarm of Mutalisks, but the damage was already done to his main hive. Marines, Marauders and Hellbats won the day.
Totally inspired.
I don't see any way Dark's gonna be able to break this position. More Banelings now rolling in from the main base. It seems like Dark is just kind of scrambling to try to get control of this, but there's so much units.
Dude, Cure looks
all these
so
Hellbats,
good sometimes.
GG.
With a remarkable bio-only build focused on upgrades, Cure snapped up Game 1 against the Zerg Prodigy.
The kills on the workers, I mean, that's going to be insane.
Straight into the second game, Cure cleared up creep tumors with Banshees, while Dark inflicted a devastating blow to his resources with a crafty Baneling drop in both the expansion and the main, killing off 16 SCVs in total. Focusing on his drops inside Dark's base, Cure once again lost several workers to more Baneling explosions. His economy was in shambles. Cure was able to prepare an army worthy of a strong and direct attack, but Dark got the jump on him. Zerglings wrapped around the side to take out the siege tanks, while a mass of Hydralisks fired off shots from the low ground, thinning out the Terran forces. Dark was narrowly defending his creep, while simultaneously spawning continuous Zergling waves to pressure Cure's main base front line. Looking to make the killing blow, Dark moved several overlords filled with Zerglings on top of Cure's main production line, while a brutal attack from the front popped siege tanks one by one. Banelings were certainly the star of the show as they cascaded through Cure's base. Command centers were obliterated on impact as SCV kills kept climbing. Cure folded, evening the scoreboard.
And Cure's sitting at 100 army supply, so he's just going to push. That's kind of a Hail Mary play here, but Dark is just too powerful. So we'll get cleaned up with the Baneling connections on the left side.
A direct ticket into the GSL Season 2 Top 4 was hanging in the balance, and both players were hungry for the win. The scores would be settled on Game 3's map of Neo-Humanity, where Cure wowed audiences with an early and obscure third command center. Cloaked Banshees were the harassing unit of choice for Cure as he began attacking Dark's infrastructure. Passing the 10-minute mark, drops continued to be denied as both players maxed out their unit count. An attack was imminent from either party. With rich resources pouring in, Dark commenced continuous attacks on Cure's outlying bases. Ultralisks and Zerglings busted down what they could, ultimately falling to siege tank fire. Ghosts sniped down what they could to thin out Dark's brood of priority units. Cure began his push into the Zerg players' side of the map, removing creep along the way. Just as fast as Dark hatched Broodlords into play, Cure deployed Thors to counter the Flyers. With key units falling and resources starting to run dry, Dark realized how bad his situation truly was.
There's only 4 Broodlords on the map too. Somewhere off screen, half of them got killed.
And it seems like he sensed that moment of weakness, and so he can edge out on the map and take out these few remaining bases. If he topples this, he can then move over to the upper right.
Bunkering down and striking when the timing was right won Cure the third game, rightfully earning his ticket to the final round of 4 showdown. Gumio and Cure locked in their spots as the strongest competitors so far this season. Maru and Dark found victories in their group's elimination matchups. The hard-fought battles earned them their positions at the best-of-5 semi-finals table. Gumio, Dark, Cure and Maru. Stay tuned to the GSL English Africa TV channel to watch all the StarCraft 2 action unfold.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the amazing esport content from around the gaming globe. Only on Unbeaten Esports.